This is Mac OS Ken.
Apple amends its EU DMA compliance, movement for mobile IDs in Apple Wallet, and a new movie hits Apple TV+. It is Friday, the 9th of August, 2024. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSCan. Apple's moving further down the road to DMA compliance. Mac Rumors ran a piece Thursday that had the company announcing changes to external linking that give developers more freedom to direct customers to non-App Store purchase options and sales. Not most places, of course. These are aimed at the European Union and compliance with its Digital Markets Act. At first glance, the offering seems pretty open, at least compared to the restrictive nature of the App Store to this point. According to Mac Rumors, links to external sources can direct customers outside of the app or to a website with a web view that is available directly in the application. Apple is not directing the design of communications provided to customers, nor is the company dictating what developers are able to say. Developers can provide information about lower prices outside of the App Store, more affordable subscriptions, or any offer available in or outside the app. External links and offer pages can include explanations and instructions about how customers can subscribe to offers outside of the App Store app, though Apple says that communications have to provide accurate information on the digital goods or services available for purchase. Of course, Apple still wants to get paid. To that end, participating developers must agree to the StoreKit External Purchase Link Entitlement Addendum, which is coming this fall. These terms require developers to use the StoreKit external purchase APIs, report external purchase transactions, and pay fees and commissions. Quite pleased with the changes were Epic Games and Spotify. Well, not quite pleased. In fact, not pleased at all. A piece from Apple Insider had the pair lambasting the proposed changes almost as soon as they were proposed. Crying foul, Tim Sweeney, CEO of Epic Games, who took to Twitter to say, "In the European Union, where the new DMA law opens up App Store competition, Apple continues its malicious compliance by imposing an illegal new 15% junk fee on users migrating to competing stores and monitor commerce on these competing stores." That's almost a sentence. Kind of. That was followed by a post saying Apple's terms make it completely uneconomical for developers to distribute their apps through both the Apple App Store and competing iOS app stores, thus denying new App Store market entrants any chance of competing and growing organically through better terms. From the maker of games to the spinner of hits, Apple Insider had Spotify saying in a statement, "At first glance, by demanding as much as a 25% fee for basic communication with users, Apple once again blatantly disregards the fundamental requirements of the DMA. The European Commission has made it clear that imposing recurring fees on basic elements like pricing and linking is unacceptable. We call on the Commission to expedite its investigation, implement daily fines, and enforce the DMA." Let us see what the EU has to say. Digital IDs and Apple Wallet are making their way to more states in the States. Cult of Mac ran a piece last week saying Apple's solution for driver's licenses and state IDs is now supported in Ohio. The Buckeye State joins Arizona, Colorado, Georgia, and Maryland in offering the functionality. Meanwhile, a piece this week from Mac Rumors says it looks like support is coming soon to California. I say looks like because somebody seems to have found a California DMV website that was not ready for prime time. That showed a landing page, since removed, explaining to potential users Now you can add your California driver's license or state ID to Apple Wallet on iPhone and Apple Watch, so you can present it easily and securely in person and in-app. Thing is, even if it was live, there's really not a lot you can do with it yet. Back to Cult of Mac, which has Ohio's DMV explaining that Ohio Mobile ID does not replace your physical Ohio driver's license or identification card, and you must continue to carry your physical card. Like the other 4 states supporting the functionality, the cult says users can use the digital ID with businesses and TSA airport security checkpoints that have the necessary mobile ID readers. Real-time transit information in Apple Maps has made its way to Tokyo. A piece from Mac Rumors says the Apple service now offers live details of more than 20 railway, bus, and tram lines throughout the metropolitan area. That's said by the piece to include detailed schedules, real-time departure and arrival times, information on transfers, and real-time info on service suspensions and delays. No update required, according to the report. It should just work. Looking for something to do with your Apple Vision Pro? How about piloting a Jaeger, but smaller? Apple Insider ran a piece earlier this week that had Nvidia using Apple's headset to control humanoid robots. All you need are Nvidia's tools, an Apple Vision Pro, and a humanoid robot. Or you could watch the video. It's available now on YouTube. If you're looking for something to watch this weekend, the Matt Damon, Casey Affleck caper comedy The Instigators is streaming now on Apple TV+. The two star as reluctant partners, according to Apple's description, a desperate father and an ex-con thrown together to pull off a robbery of the ill-gained earnings of a corrupt politician. But when the heist goes wrong, the two find themselves engulfed in a whirlwind of chaos, pursued not only by police, but also backwards bureaucrats and vengeful crime bosses. In addition to the stars, the film's got a good director. Doug Liman was behind the camera. Other films he's directed include Swingers, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Edge of Tomorrow, and plenty of others. So far, though, this one's looking like a swing and a miss. Critics on Rotten Tomatoes give the film a score of 42%. Audiences aren't much more impressed so far, giving it a score of 50%. I'm a sucker for stuff shot in and around Boston, though, so I may have to watch it anyway. Before we part ways, I've got not one, but 2 other shows about which to tell you. This week on the Mac Observer Show, Richard Gunther, co-host of the Smart Home Show and host of Home On, joined me to talk about smart devices, home automation, and Apple's place in all of it. Does everything need to be a smart thing? Does the Matter platform matter? Does Apple's Home app do what it needs to? Richard shares his insight on the latest edition of the TMO show. You can see the show on YouTube, youtube.com/MacObserver. You can hear it on the show's site, macobserver.com/podcasts, or, wherever you get podcasts. Over on the checklist, brought to you by SecureMac. A bit of a grab bag this week. Getting creepy FaceTime with your favorite sports team. Banking in India makes a serious security move. And subtracting 4 zeros for security. So much to hit on this week's checklist. Find it at securemac.com/checklist. Or, wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/ macOS Ken. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.